in terms of the schedule now, I think it's nearly 9 weeks you've got until the fight itself. What plans do you have in place, and are you happy that you've got enough time there to get yourself fully fit and ready?
Yeah. No, I'm already in decent shape, so now we just train hard. I rest like 10 days and I went straight back to training anyway, and I feel good. 10 weeks is more than enough, We just fought a couple of weeks ago, so I didn't take no damage. There's no injuries. My hands is fine. I didn't get cut. I didn't get beat up. I didn't get any sustained beating that I needed to rest or anything because bruised. So if anything, he got more of a lever in than I did, to be honest. So let's see. You know what I mean? But I'm just excited. I'm so excited and so over the moon. You know what I mean? That everyone come together. Sky, Matchroom, everyone, my team, his team. Respect to them as well for coming straight back and having the rematch. I'm sure they believe that they coming to do the same thing again. So respect to them. I was glad that everyone come together and just get it done so fast. And there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, you should this, you should do that," but I've never listened to anyone before, so I'm not going to start now anyway.
And as far as your team is concerned, obviously you had all the problems before the last fight with your Mark Tibbs, your trainer, new parting company, and things like that. So is it important now for you to get a settled period with the team that you've got in order to make you feel comfortable and fully focused?
To be honest, we had that in the first fight. If you look at the fight, I was probably boxing one of the best I've boxed a long time. I was patient. I was behind the jab. I was countering him. I was throwing sharp punches and everything. I was out jabbing him, out boxing him, and stuff like that. So everything was all right. Now we just have a longer camp, a bit more concentrated, more focused camp, which is what fight camps usually is, 10, 12, 14 weeks. It's a lot more concentrated. We have a specific target. We know exactly what we're going up against. We know exactly what we need to do. And we've been in there before, and we know that anytime I touch him, I can hurt him. Anytime he touch me, he can hurt me. So we know exactly what we're going to do now. So it's great, and then we've had the experience of working together now for a while, so, so it's good. It's very good.
So you think you'll stay with the team that you've got? Things will be settled for you now?
My team is the same. My team's the same. And everyone thinks that Zab's new, but I've been working with Zab for over a year now. They've been second in command for a while, but now obviously circumstances happen and things happen, and now he's everyone have to start somewhere, but the guy knows his stuff about boxing.
Okay, so I got a question. I think I saw headlines, okay? I saw Don King talking in all the media saying, I'm all good with Mike Tyson, man. We've worked it all out. And you know what I thought when I heard that? I thought, man, that's great news. I love to hear it, but I'll believe it when I hear it from Mike.
Oh, absolutely. I can't afford to be angry at anybody, give that energy away, man. We're not going to be here that long, I want to give that energy to something powerful that's going to come back in return.
So you did communicate with Don King and just everything was...
Yeah, everything's beautiful.
Dude, man. I love it. Okay, great.
Beautiful. Because that's what I realized in the fight. Once you start experiencing love, you have to experience forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and you go through a whole, lineage of forgiveness in different parts of life, and then you realize that at the end of the day, we're dead. It's over.
Right. That's true, man. That's true. Now, you were talking to Joe Rogan on his podcast about how, that fighting, that you could, it was like an animal party that you couldn't, let loose and then you just said, fuck it, I'm going to let it loose.
Oh, no. I just, I never knew how much good I could do doing it, how many people I could help doing it.
Yeah.
It's just, for me to fight and buy another house or a plane or whatever, a dog or a cat,
or
whatever,
tiger.
To buy anything, right? It just doesn't do it anymore.
All right.
That doesn't do it for me anymore. But if I can help what I spend on myself, if I can help 10,000 people, That'd be awesome. Wouldn't that sound more awesome helping 10,000 people than one?
One
Yeah, I
No,
like
that
it.
is just the
big screen
logic,
TV or
right?
feeding a village of 10,000
No.
people. Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that a trip?
Yeah. When did you come up with that realization?
I have a son, and he goes to Haiti and builds dams and and I'm afraid to go to Haiti. And this guy's only 18. He's been there 5 times, slept over there, stayed over there, know the people. And I said, hey, I have to go too. How could this guy have more balls than me? He's only 17 years old.
Yeah.
Balls are.
I think you do just fine in Haiti, though.
He risks his life just to help people he don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soul mission.
Phew, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've got this kind of relationship with Fury, texting now and again and stuff. He must have said something to you off the cuff, off camera about Joshua and that fight. Just give us a bit of an insight into that.
Yeah, look, I think he really respects Anthony Joshua. I think they might not mention it now, but they have talked off the record before, winding each other up a bit, of course. But fundamentally, they both actually gone very different ways through their career, and they both earned a lot of money, and they're both standing as world champions. And there's a lot of people that think Tyson Fury will beat Anthony Joshua, and there's people that think Anthony Joshua will beat Tyson Fury, and that he has got the ability to do that. And look, it's a great fight, and it's a great fight that we could see 2 or 3 times. I think that, look, he's more sort of, look, come on, let's get this fight. We all want to see it happen. So I think he doesn't care. It was more like, well, Dillian White's sort of next in line for you. And he's like, I don't care about Dillian White. I want to fight Joshua. He wants to fight Joshua, and Joshua wants to fight him. And that's sort of been on the cards for a long time. We nearly got to the situation where AJ got to Wilder first, and there was the big issues, and it all sort of ran out of steam. And then he fought Povetkin, and Wilder took what we thought was probably a fairly comfortable defense against Fury, because at that time, Fury been coming off those couple of sort of okay fights, and people were like Woody, and so he shocked us a bit in that. But that's what Tyson Fury does. He shocked us out in Germany when he beat Klitschko, and he spooked him on the week, and even on the day with a canvas and all that, and the gloves and all that sort of stuff. And then he went in and boxed a really good fight, and Klitschko was stuck in the mud. And he surprises us, doesn't he? This is a man that John McDermott pretty much beat. It's amazing what Tyson Fury's gone through, and I think he's got to a stage in his life where he's very happy with his family. He's very, very connected to his life in Morecambe, and I think he's very settled for a guy that's been through so much. And I think, he just wants to get the big fights on. And he's saying to me, I don't want to do any interviews until I've got something to say, and then he says something, but he's like, he doesn't want to. He wants to talk about fights. He wants to talk, he said, we can't have fights with no crowds. We need crowds. And I said, yeah, I understand that. But I think he's desperate to get back into a ring, Danny. I think, so is Anthony. Anthony was our guest at Fight Camp on the last one. And, he was looking in phenomenal shape already. And he was like shadow boxing around ringside. He was like 15 meters from the ring thinking, why am I not in there? These are fighters. Yes, there's a lot of politics. Yes, they're at such a level that the business and the numbers have to be right. But fundamentally, they want to fight.